In Level 4, we will be solving circle and parabola applications using the distance formula and midpoint formulas. In this first example, we have to find the distance between the center of the circle and the vertex of a parabola. So we start with the center of this circle, and the center is going to be the coordinates. Remember, from the equation, we take the opposite of both numbers. So if it says -2, the x-coordinate's +2. And then for the y-coordinate, oops, this is a typo. That should say y + 7. The y-coordinate is -7. And that's the center of the circle. And then the vertex of the parabola, you could graph the parabola and find the vertex using second trace, minimum, left bound, right bound. Or if you are able to do it without a calculator, when the parabola is in vertex form, the coordinates of the vertex you get from these two numbers. You have to take the opposite of the x-coordinate. So since it's x - 4, the x-coordinate is going to be +4. But we don't take the opposite of the y. It's going to be +5. So now I just have to find the distance between these 2 points. Remember the distance formula, we subtract the x's. So I'll call the center of my circle x1, y1. This could be x2, y2. And so I subtract the x's, 2 - 4, and then I square it, plus, and then I subtract the y's, -7 - 5, square it. 2 - 4 is -2 squared, plus, and then -7 - 5 is -12 squared, and that's 4 plus 144, which gives us the square root of 148. Now I need to leave my answer in simplified radical form, so I do my factor tree for 148, and that's 2 times 74, which is 2 times 37, and so I can pull out a 2 because I have a pair of 2's, and we get 2 radical 37 for the final answer. That would be the distance between the center and the vertex. In this next example, we have to find the endpoints of the diameter, or we're given the endpoints of the diameter of a circle, and we want to find the equation of the circle. If I want to write the equation of a circle, I need 2 things. I need the center, and I need the radius. And all I know about this circle are the endpoints of its diameter. So I know one endpoint is -1, -5, the other is 3, 1. And so to find the center of this circle, I would use the midpoint formula because the center is going to be the midpoint of the diameter. So the midpoint formula, we do x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So if we call this x1, y1, x2, y2, and we add the x's, we get -1 plus 3 divided by 2. Add the y's, -5 plus 1 divided by 2. And we simplify. -1 plus 3 is 2 divided by 2, which comes out to 1. And -5 plus 1 is -4 divided by 2 is -2. So the coordinates of the center of the circle would be 1, -2. So I have my center, and now I need the radius. And the radius is going to be the distance from the center to one of the endpoints. So I can find the distance from the center to the left-hand endpoint or the right-hand. I'm going to do the distance between the coordinates 1, -2 and 3, 1. So now this will be my x1, y1, and I'll use the 0.31 as my x2, y2. And we use the distance formula. So the distance between those 2 points, we do the square root, subtract the x's, so 1 minus 3, square it, plus, and then we subtract the y's, negative 2 minus 1 squared. And we simplify, negative 3 minus 1 is negative 2 squared, plus negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3 squared. And that's the square root of 4 plus 9, or the square root of 13. So that is the length of my radius. That's the radius. So now I use the center of my circle and the radius, and I plug it into the equation for the circle. So to write the equation of the circle, I do x minus the x-coordinate of the center, so x minus 1 squared, plus, and then y minus the y-coordinate, since it's negative 2, I end up putting y plus 2 squared, and then equals the radius squared. If the radius is the square root of 13, r squared would be just 13. And that's my equation.